Hello and welcome to Sparrows and Business Diaries. This is my September reset and I am in a bit of a financial disaster zone at the moment, which I will explain more about in a moment. If you're new here, then I'm Mel and I quit my job to try and make money online, and this channel is basically my record of all of my attempts at all the different things that I'm doing, and I tend to sort of show the day-to-day lifestyle of working from home and trying to make money online. There's a vlog playlist that you might be interested in, and when I do occasionally sort of figure things out, I report back on that as well. So here we are. It's the 31st of August and I'm getting myself geared up and organised for September, and boy do I need to get organised for September. I have got more money to make than usual. So I've managed to get myself about £500 behind where I should be, because August has not been kind for some of the time, and then early August was just expensive. There was stuff to do, people to see, it cost money, and coupled with that I have had a big downturn in sales with my reselling, which is, again, we'll get into it in more detail a bit later on. It's mostly my fault. It's not actually the fault of anyone or anything else but me. But basically just things have conspired against me. The worst thing of all is that my mum has been ill, and we had a week where the paramedics were being called out to her daily, and she did end up being taken into hospital, where she stayed for about a week, just under a week I think. She's been out for a while now, but there are still some ongoing things that are being monitored, and you know how it is when someone isn't very well. So that was really horrible. And it did incur extra expense just with the travelling and things. And also I went and stayed at hers so that I could travel with my stepdad to see her every day for a few days. And so I had to step away from like any of my work for a good few days. There's been some sort of pluses and minuses to that whole situation. The plus being that I could just drop everything and go to my mum, which is such a privilege, and I was just lucky that I was able to do that, because it's not always easy, even with a sick relative or a sick parent, to get the time off work that you need, and it doesn't normally mean that you can kind of have like consecutive days off, and it depends what's happening. And well, anyway, you probably know what I'm trying to say. That aspect of things was a lot easier because I only had myself that I had to answer to. The other side of the coin though is when you're self-employed, I don't have any income insurance, so like nothing's gonna pay out to me, and unless money's coming in passively, I kind of have to be there to earn it. It's definitely made me even more determined to build up the passive side of my income, so that I'm not just relying on the active reselling side of things. Now, when it comes to September, I have calculated the money that I have got to make to kind of compensate for some overspending in August. So I've got £500 from August that is owed still, and £475 towards September's bills, £175 covering some personal expenses in September, and also my half of the food shop as well. And then I want to put aside £75 for something that's kind of later on in the month as well. It's like a social event that I'm going to. So yeah, that's what I need to make, £1,225. Now, there are two things that I can already sort of take off that I know is coming in during September, and that is £94 from Amazon KDP, and about, well, at the moment it's £20 from Redbubble. If I get any sales in like the first maybe the first 10 days of September, that will get added on to that £20, but I'm just going to say £20 for now. So that comes to £114, which if I take that off the £1,225, leaves me with a grand total to earn in September of £1,111. That's more than I normally make on an average month. I've also got a bit of an uphill struggle trying to sort out some of my income streams. So yeah, things are not looking that great, but I've been working on a little plan to put in place to try and get all of this sorted out. So the first thing I've done is I've worked out where I think I'm going to get that £1,111 from. Oh, I'll put somewhere on screen how much it is in dollars as well, and I'll probably use dollars in the thumbnail as well. I made in August on my Etsy vintage shop, it had a turnover of £138, not a profit, but I have added quite a few new listings. So what I'm hoping in September is that I'll make £150 in profit. So, you know, my turnover will be more than that, but I'm hoping that there will be £150 profit from the Etsy vintage shop. I'm also looking to get £150 from decluttering. I have still got so much stuff in here. Most of what you can see behind me and around me is all decluttered stuff from the rest of the house that needs to be listed somewhere and sold, and I reckon if I pull my finger out then I could probably make £150 from that as well. And then I've put Etsy digital downloads. I sell maybe like 1 or 2 of those a month and make a few pounds, and I've put on here that I'm going to aim for £11 profit. Basically that kind of covers off that odd £11 of the sum of money that I want to make, and also it's probably realistic as well. I've got a shop that I want to do a little bit of work on in September, and I've got 8 listings on there, and I want to add another 2 listings. So I've got 2 more individual listings, and then I want to create like a bundle listing featuring all 10 items that people can buy at a discount. So I'm hoping that maybe I'll sell a bundle and maybe a few kind of odd individual items as well. I don't know, it's worth a try, and it will take care of that £11. And then the big kind of £800 chunk is hopefully going to come from eBay once I've sorted out what I'm doing there. So watch this space. Now I'm keeping this video conversational. I would love to show you around and kind of add in some extra footage and things, but there isn't time at the moment because there's just still so many things going on, and also this room is a complete tip and I'd like to tidy it up a little bit, or maybe include the tidying up in a separate vlog that I do next week. These are my work goals for the month of September, the things that I want to achieve, and that by achieving them I should also make the money that I need. So my target for my reselling is to get a combined total of listings on the platforms that I use. I want to get that to 500. I currently have 350 items listed, so I need to list 150 things in September plus replace anything that sells. At the moment, not much is selling, but I don't know what's going to change over the course of September. So that's quite a big goal, and it means that I need to be really canny, I think, with the stock that I purchase. I am going to have to purchase some more stock. I think I've probably got maybe somewhere between 30 to 50 items knocking about in here that actually are part of the business and not part of the decluttering. Those are the things that I'll put on first of all, but then I will have to invest in the other 100 items, and I'm thinking I might go back to buying at auction. So I'm going to do a little bit of research into that, go back to some auction houses that I used to use and see if they are still doing big job lots of jewellery and things like that. Now when it comes to the decluttering, I want to make sure that I've got 100 items on the platforms that I use for the decluttering. I want 100 items listed because then I think I've got a good chance of making £150 overall. I'm also going to set myself the challenge of like reviewing the prices at least 3 times a week, because it's my stuff. I'm not concerned about profit margins and things like that. I just want it out of my house and a little bit of money in the bank. Now, when it comes to Amazon KDP, I don't want to ditch this income stream because I am getting closer and closer to getting a steady £100 a month from it. I don't want to just abandon it completely, and I think I've got enough time in the rest of the month to build up my reselling listings, which is where I'm going to get the bulk of my money from. I've also got a book that I have I'm almost on the verge of publishing it. That is in a new niche, something that I've researched that appears to have low competition and reasonably high demand. And I have like a whole program of things that are connected to it in terms of marketing it and stuff. And I really, really want to give this book a go. So I'm still going to continue to work on that. There was a book that I created in a new niche during my May Book a Day challenge, and that has actually been my best-selling book this month. So I'd like to make, or I've started to make, another book in the same genre, like the same type of book. So I've got the completely new niche book, the was a new niche in May book, like another sort of one that fits into that category. And then I've got an almost completed scrapbook paper pad as well. So those 3 books are the 3 that I want to make sure that I have got published and approved by the end of September and kind of added to my digital products on Amazon KDP. And, you know, hopefully that will just get me across the line to that £100 a month. If you're interested in following my KDP stuff, I think it's in separate playlists, so you'll be able to go and click on those and kind of find out a little bit more about what I'm doing with that. Now, in terms of Redbubble and Society6, which are a couple of print-on-demand platforms that I use, I'm not going to be adding anything new to that. It's not a good use of my time in that sense. The only thing I am doing is, if you've watched my previous videos, you know that I'm transferring my most successful Redbubble shop. I'm transferring those designs onto Society6, and I'm basically just doing it kind of in the evenings whenever I've got like an odd 30 minutes to an hour and it's work I don't have to concentrate on. So I'm just going to carry on doing that, because ideally I want all of those designs transferred across onto Society6 so that they're there for Q4. No new designs though, I'm just kind of sticking to the existing ones that I already have. And I've spoken about the Etsy digital downloads just a moment ago, and yeah, I kind of want to go back and revisit those shops. I want to make sure that the shops that I've got, I think I've got 3, maybe even 4, and I have this habit of, I start the shop, I put half a dozen things on, I get kind of disheartened, and then one thing will sell and I get all excited again, and I maybe add one more thing, and then nothing sells for a while, and then occasionally like something pops off and sells again. And so I've not really given any of them much of a chance. So what I want to do is to kind of visit all of those Etsy shops that I've got, make sure that I know exactly how many I've got. And then I want to make sure that I've got at least 10 items in each of those shops. 10 in each. If I can get them to 15 in each, that would be fantastic. But I don't have a huge amount of Etsy time allocated into my Google Calendar. Now, my Google Calendar is something that I have put together. I was meant to start following it in August, but then all of these things just sort of happened, which blew that schedule out of the water. But I'm looking forward to sort of tomorrow, 1st of September, getting on with the schedule that I have kind of made for myself. If that interests you, then I can do a separate video on it. I do have multiple income streams, and I do think that this time blocking technique that I've used in my Google Calendar is actually going to be a really good thing. And I have fitted all my current income streams in there, and I've even got a little bit of time to spare for something else. And I've kind of shifted a lot of my hobbies onto the weekend rather than trying to squeeze them into the weekdays. And yeah, it looks really good. Only time will tell though whether I actually manage to follow it. So, oh, YouTube. how can I forget YouTube? At the moment, I don't have enough in my YouTube pot for a payout. In September though, if I do manage to release 4 videos, I think that might be enough to get a payout of maybe around £60 or so. I'm not going to be releasing any videos that have a particularly broad appeal or that are going to bring in lots of views or anything like that. I don't think I've got the time to make any videos like that. And also, I don't want to make videos where I'm kind of falsely saying stuff, where I'm showing people how to do something that actually I can't even do that well myself, or where I'm claiming that I'm making X amount from something when I'm actually not. At the moment, the videos are very much vlog focused, diary focused, and that's just the way it's going to be at the moment. And then eventually, maybe if something does take off for me, I might change that up a little bit, who knows. But yes, that's where I'm directing my attention this month. I'm trying to think if I've missed out anything really, really obvious. I don't think I have. I think that's it. I think that's me kind of business wise for the month. And also it's kind of incorporating some financial stuff as well. What I will say though is, those of you again that have watched quite a few of my videos, you know that there is nothing to panic about here. I have a very small, very small like buffer for like business stuff. It's very small. But there's huge kind of buffers and emergency funds in my finances, my wider finances and my joint finances with my other half. So we're not talking about not being able to pay for stuff or the mortgage payments being in danger, or do you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing to worry about in that sense, but it is something to worry about in the sense that I don't want to keep finding myself in this position. I was in this position in March, I think, and then we see the previous October when I kind of made a video basically saying that I wanted to get all of this sorted. So I'm now on my second wobbly month, really wobbly month this one, my second wobbly month in the last 10 months, I'd say. Yeah, in the last 10 months. I really want to eradicate them completely. I think there are some really obvious strategies for that, which we'll talk about in some videos over the course of September. I'm not going to go into everything now. I just wanted to reassure people that I'm not coming on here in a panicked state about my finances, but I am on here determined to get things sorted out and organised in September, because as soon as we're at the end of September, we are into Q4, and I want to be in a position where I am over earning for 3 months. I don't know why you didn't see me, but I held up 4 fingers for 3 months. Some basic maths that's just going a bit wrong for me. I want to be in a really strong position for Q4, and September is really my final chance to do that. And then what will be fantastic is if in 2024 I don't have any months like this, or the one in March where everything has gone a little bit awry. Let me know in the comments if you want to see some videos over the course of September following my progress in terms of my earnings. I was thinking I could do something a little bit similar to what I did in March, probably not vlog quite so much, but maybe release something every week and just talk about what money has come in from each different income stream over the course of kind of each week. If that sounds interesting or useful, then let me know in the comments, and that is something that I can try and get done for you. Also, let me know if you have got any goals or things that you're focusing on in September, because it is always so interesting to know what other people are going through and what other people are getting up to. I think that's it. I think that's all from me for September and trying to get myself sorted out. My apologies that it's just a chat to camera again. I don't really have anything to show you at the moment, but stay tuned for some vlogs in September. And if you have listened to the end, thank you so much, and I will see you again soon.